Close your eyes for a moment and picture the early 1960s. Marvel Comics was already making waves, but its heroes, while extraordinary, largely operated within the confines of our known world. Their struggles were often physical, their powers rooted in science, mutation, or advanced technology. But what if there was more? What if there were realms beyond our comprehension? Forces that defied every law of physics, accessible only to those with the courage, or perhaps the folly, to seek them out. What if reality itself was merely a thin veil, easily pierced by the right incantation or shattered by a well-aimed magical bolt? It was precisely this question that Stan Lee and Steve Ditko dared to answer in April of 1963, when the pages of Strange Tales 110 introduced us to a figure unlike any Marvel had presented before. In a universe largely populated by atomic-powered heroes and science fiction wonders, something truly, wonderfully strange was about to emerge. This was the moment the fabric of the Marvel Universe truly began to bend, hinting at dimensions and possibilities previously unimagined. Before Stephen Strange, Marvel's landscape, while vibrant, felt mostly tethered to the tangible. Spider-Man swung through New York's gritty alleys, the Fantastic Four explored space and fought terrestrial threats, and Iron Man battled villains with advanced weaponry. But Stan Lee, ever the visionary, felt a stirring for something different, something ethereal. He wanted a character who could explore the vast, unknown expanses of mysticism, magic, and other dimensions. A character whose battles weren't just about punching villains, but about the very nature of existence. To bring this concept to life, Lee turned to Steve Ditko, an artist whose style was already distinct, but who, in this new venture, would truly blossom. Ditko was a master of the abstract, a meticulous craftsman with an innate ability to visualize the impossible. While Lee provided the initial seed of an idea, a sorcerer, a master of the mystic arts, it was Ditko who breathed life into it, designing the character's striking visual appearance and, more profoundly, crafting the otherworldly landscapes and mind-bending realities that would become synonymous with Doctor Strange. Their collaboration wasn't just about creating a hero, it was about inventing an entirely new genre within the Marvel framework. So, in Strange Tales 110, nestled among the adventures of the Human Torch, a new 10-page story unfolded. Doctor Strange, Master of Black Magic. The title alone announced a departure. Here, we were introduced to Stephen Strange not as a conventional hero, but as an enigmatic figure, often appearing as a shadowy silhouette, guiding or protecting others from unseen forces. There was no grand origin story in this first appearance, no detailed explanation of his powers, just the immediate immersion into his world of spells, ethereal entities, and ominous warnings. This immediate plunge into the mystical deep end was part of its brilliance. It left readers fascinated, hungry for more. What immediately set Strange apart, beyond his mystical powers, was the art. Ditko's unique hand was unmistakable. The panels were a kaleidoscope of swirling energies, bizarre dimensions, and monstrous, abstract beings that defied conventional comic book imagery. He didn't just draw magic, he drew the feeling of magic, the disorienting, often terrifying beauty of the unknown. His designs for the other dimensional entities, like the menacing nightmare, were truly groundbreaking, pushing the visual boundaries of what comic books could depict. This wasn't just a visual style, it was a conceptual statement, inviting readers to perceive reality differently. Lee's concepts, meanwhile, gave Ditko's art its profound weight. The introduction of the Ancient One, the Wise Mentor, and the subtle hints of a larger cosmic order, where beings of immense power played their games across planes of existence, gave the fledgling character a rich mythology from the very start. Strange wasn't just fighting street-level thugs, he was a guardian against cosmic horrors, a protector of our dimension from threats that transcend physical form. This was a sophisticated, spiritual, and deeply imaginative expansion of the Marvel Universe. The debut of Stephen Strange in Strange Tales 110 was more than just the introduction of a new character. It was a revelation. It laid the foundation for an entirely new dimension of supernatural adventures within Marvel, carving out a niche for magic, the occult, and the truly bizarre. It showed readers that the Marvel Universe was far grander, far more mystical, and far more dangerous than they had ever imagined. This single issue, this quiet debut, didn't just introduce a character, it introduced a philosophy, a way of looking beyond the mundane and daring to question what lies beyond the veil. It's remarkable to reflect on how Stan Lee and Steve Ditko, through their unique collaboration, truly bent reality for Marvel. Lee's imaginative concepts gave structure to the unknown, while Ditko's unparalleled artistic vision brought the impossible vividly to life. Together, they created not just an iconic character, but an entire iconic realm within comics, one that continues to captivate and inspire. Strange Tales 110 wasn't just a comic, it was an invitation to a larger, more mystical universe, an invitation that countless readers have gratefully accepted ever since. What are your memories of discovering Doctor Strange, or perhaps another character that completely changed your perception of the Marvel Universe? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this journey into Marvel's mystical past, please consider subscribing for more stories about the moments that shaped our favorite comic book worlds. Thank you for listening, and until next time, keep exploring the strange and wonderful corners of our shared imagination.